Alright, recently I decided to add a SmallRig mini matte box Lite to my inventory. And this is for use with my Lumix cameras. Now, what these are for, in case you don't know, is these are attachments or accessories that go on the front of the camera. Now, some attach to the rails, which are attached to a cage. This one will screw on to the front threading of a lens. And the first function is that they provide some protection from the sun via these top flags. Some will have side flags. At the very least, I wanted a top flag because that's a problem I've had in some of my shoots, is the sun causing glare, getting inside the lens and washing out the image. And that's been quite annoying. They can also support large filters. This has a built-in filter tray that I could slide out and put large filters in. But in this case, I'm not going to be using the large filters. Now, there was one bad review that I noted on the website about this accessory, and that is someone saying that it does not work with the Freewell filters. Let me explain why. In order to attach the matte box, you have to use a step-up ring. Now, the matte box has a 95mm radius right up here. And so you're going to need like a step-up ring like this one, which is a 95 to 58mm, which you can get with these. And just like with a filter, you screw it on, get it on there to the front of the lens, like so. And then you just slide the matte box on and tighten it down. I'm not going to get it fully tight, but you get the idea. So what's the problem? Well, Freewell filters have a unique design to them in that they don't have a front threading. A lot of filters do. And the idea, the intent, is that people would like to stack multiple like ND filters to do like absurdly long exposures. My personal opinion is I don't like stacking multiple filters. You get nasty vignetting, it degrades the image, and I believe that's why the manufacturer does not put threading on the front of their filters. They do have this cool little feature with the lens cap or the lens cover here that it's magnetic. I love that. It's so cool. So the problem? Well, the problem is, let me take off the step-up ring, that if you have the Freewell filter on the front of your lens, that the step-up ring has nothing to screw onto, right? There's nothing to hold it in place. So that was the negative review on Amazon. However, if you take a very close look at the front of the step-up ring, it has female threading, which allows you to screw a filter into the front. And then you can attach it to the front of your lens. Just got to get the threading to line up. And there it goes. Then I can attach my matte box. Let's get on there, tighten it down. Check that out. And this is a variable ND filter. It's easy for me to go in here and adjust the settings, how much neutral density I need. Now, I can see the questions some of you have. Doing this will cause the ND filter to sit a little further away from the front element. Well, does that cause vignetting? That's a good question. And I did a little test in my backyard, shooting at 12mm, as wide as this lens can go, which is equivalent to, well, the field of view equivalent to 24mm on a full frame lens. Here are the examples. What do you think? Do you need to look at them again? All right, let's look at them again. And now that I've given you 2 opportunities to view the test footage, can you tell me which is which? Well, if you're really perceptive, and I bet some of you are, you might have noticed that on the second time, samples were switched. So the first time was sample A and sample B, and the second time was sample B and sample A. Now, I didn't do this to, well, I did do this to mess with you because of the way the human brain works. There's a thing in wildlife photography and hunting, a technique I learned for scanning the tree line. Is when you scan with your right eye, one direction, and then you scan with the left eye the other direction. And then maybe you go back with the left eye in the first direction. You keep changing it up because your brain will start playing tricks on you. Your brain is your own worst enemy sometimes. So if I showed you the samples in the same order both times, you were already decided from the first time. I bet most of you were. From the first viewing, you were like, I know which it is. So I had to switch it up to make you think a little more. All right, sample A was with the filter attached right to the lens, and sample B was with the filter attached to the step-up ring. Now, to me, I don't really notice a difference. If I pixel peep and I do some careful pixel analysis, there's probably a really, really minor vignetting in there, but it's not enough for me to get worked up about. So this is something that I can work with. Now, this probably won't work for every single lens and every single focal length. I think it's going to be a case-by-case basis. But I want to share with some of you that it is not an end-all that the Freewell filters don't have threading on the front if you're using a matte box like this. Just test it out. Takes a few minutes. Everything might be fine, or it might not be. Maybe you have to find some different ND filters or a different matte box. I hate to say, I don't have a solution for every scenario. But I just want to take a few minutes and just share with you what I discovered and my tests. Maybe this helps some of you. Maybe it doesn't. But hey, if I help one other person, then this video was worth it. That's all I got for this video. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time.